we've got another Transformers toy review. Surprise, surprise. We're taking a look at this set, which is the Galactic Odyssey collection Micron Micromasters. I believe this is, I haven't got, they're a bit like Generation Selects, but with the Galactic Odyssey, it's kind of like in certain waves. So this is my first one picking up this one. And a couple of the figures in it, so it's all Micromasters, basically repaints of ones that we've had before. But there is a bit of a nod to masks. So I've got my little mask book here, and there's a couple of ones that it's referring back to. Stingers, which is one of the Decepticon vehicles in it. So it's a nod to that one, which I do have somewhere. And then the Autobot one is Hurricane, which is, well, the mass vehicle is called Hurricane. So you keep that in mind for likeness. You've got this one here, this one here. I'll take a look at the thing. So first of all, you get the instruction manual in here. It's fairly straightforward. It does tell you which one's which. So they've given them slightly different names. So yeah, so the one that I said is Stinger is called Sting Racer, and the one that's Hurricane is called Autobot Windstorm. Then you've got Motorhead and Decepticon Runner. So it looks like all the kind of sports cars, with the exception of the Windstorm Decepticons, and the other ones are Autobots. Anyway, you open it up, and the packaging's slightly different this time, so you've got like a bit of a map going on, with the idea, I think, that each one of these packs, the figures in this have got like a particular mission that they're kind of going off to do. So you've got Micron here, you've got Dominus, you've got Paradon, don't ask me to pronounce that one, or Botropolis, I don't know. And then you've got the figures here that are in a plastic clamshell here. So you can get them here. That's the Stingray one, and that's the Hurricane one. And then you get a few bits underneath here, so check that off to the side. And you get a nice bit of artwork down on here. So I might keep hold of this one, whereas the other ones are just kind of brown boxes, and they've been quite handy for sort of packing things and send them off. So it's been quite handy. So just going to pop that off to the side for now. So you get this as well, which is like a card, and it's got a little bit of information about that planet. So on it, it says fortress system, terrain. It's got loads on here. Information about the cities, sector, coordinates, known hazards. So magma covered moon, holds a maximum security prison. I see, and then it's got the other on the other side. Which way around have they got it? So you've got this bit here. Primary life forms are minicons. A race of small Cybertronian colonists. Resources prototype plasma energy generators that power the planet. And this is apparently the mission for this one. That's what they're going there to get, this plasma energy. Key data, advanced military defense system made up of interlocking megacities, most secure planet in the universe. So kind of hinting towards all the, you know, the play sets that join up. And then underneath, I did think it was lots of different ones, but they've actually just got it in different languages down below. And then that's it. I think if you go to one of the sort of TFW sites and things like that, they do have a bit more information about the sort of different missions that they sort of get sent out on. So you've got them here. Now I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors just so we can get them out. Bang my head as I do so. Right, let's take a look at these guys. Might adjust the brightness slightly, just so it's not quite so bright. And then just snip these guys out. Now the ones that aren't kind of mask themed, I can't remember if they're, you know, perhaps ones that belong into another set that we just haven't got, or if they're just kind of fancy repaints. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. This one certainly looks familiar, but I'm not sure if it's the colour scheme, if he's part of that kind of like racetrack patrol or not. Certainly this one, I know they both are, in terms of they're both repaints of figures from that set, but I don't know if, you know, these particular colours look really familiar, so I'm not sure if they're part of an old set that they've kind of redone. So I'm just going to grab them all out. It can be a bit tricky to pull these out. Gun as well. There we are, got everything there. Annoyingly, it leaves behind all those pesky bits of plastic, so just going to move those out of the way because they'll get in the way and they'll annoy me. Right, there we go. So right, let's take a look at the figures themselves and not the scissors. Right, so the Autobots in the gang are this guy here. And he has this kind of gun that should slot in underneath. Oh, underneath like that, I think. Yeah, that should peg onto the back, like so. So you got this dude here. What's his name? He is that one is called Road Burner. So that's Road Burner there. Just take a quick look at him. Nice yellow and silver paint around here. This chest section is all painted, and the legs as well. Bits on the side here. Looks like the head can move around. It's going to be quite tricky to move it though, because they're quite diddy. You have to really get your fingers in there. The arms rotate around quite nicely. You get a little bit of upwards, up and down. The legs can move up, out to side a fair bit. Yeah, a fair bit, and a fairly deep bend in the knee. And yeah, you seem to stand up just fine. And then you've got his buddy that he can kind of combine with. And this one is called a Fire Guard. So he's kind of the front section of it. Again, nice yellow paint on the head. They've painted the face green and these bits green. Blue paint on here as well, which is done really well. You can see the shine on it under the lights. Wheels roll okay. You get a bit of white paint for the windshields and red paint on the back here, and that's one of the sort of connectors. You can kind of pop that down. Articulation wise, again, the arms rotate around out to the side. Do you get that up and down as well? Yeah, you get that kind of movement in that shoulder as well. No waist articulation. Legs move up, back, and let's check out to the side. Yeah, it's the side, and that good bend of the knee as well. These ones have got a fair bit of heel to them as well, so you shouldn't get any problems with them standing. Oh yeah, and you get a bit of a swivel out here as well, so you can kind of move those out as well. That's quite nice. So that's two of the Autobots, and the third one is this one here, which is the kind of mask one. So the mask version of this is called Hurricane, and this one is called Windstorm, Autobot Windstorm. So some nice colours on him, obviously reminiscent of the kind of mask figure in terms of colours. You've got yellow paint down here and on the face. On the arms you can see all the flame effects, which you'll see when you get him transformed, but it's a nice little nod. the arms rotate around. These ones are a little bit more tricky. I recently reviewed the kind of mold twins of these, and yeah, this bit kind of gets in the way a little bit, so you have to kind of move this bit out slightly and rotate it around. You get a little bit out here, but that's pretty much it. The head, there's no rotation. You do get waist articulation though, so that's okay. And the legs can move up, back, not quite all the way, and legs go a bit out to the side, and again a nice deep bend on the knee. And so if it was me, I'd kind of have this guy as the kind of the leader of the pack, I think, and have them that way. I think that looks quite good with him and those two either side with the colours. And then we'll look at the Decepticons before we get them transformed. So the two kind of racer ones, got this dude here, and what's his name? He is Motorhead, and some nice paint on him, purple paint which is used over the yellow plastic, and the yellow for the face. The head doesn't move or anything. You get silver down here. These bits are really well done, and black for the sort of visors and whatnot. I think even the legs themselves are painted purple. It's really nice. The arms kind of rotate around, but they're stopped by this back piece here. You can move them out a little bit. Yeah, that's all you get. You do get waist articulation. Legs can go up, back, or not anything out really. But that is it. And then the knees kind of bend back. So on all of these, you can get them right back, and that's just to do with the transformation. So that is Motorhead. There's a lot of yellow going on in this group. So do this guy first. So this one here is he is Decepticon Runner, and again, nice colours. They're blue and pink. I'm sure this guy is from one of the other sets, Micromaster sets, G1 sets that that we haven't had so far, kind of like part 2 of one of the sets that we've already had type of thing. I'm sure of that. Pink on here and yellow. It's done really nice. The paint comes through nice. On the legs, they've gone for the same paint. It doesn't come through quite as well, but it's still fairly well done. No paint on the wheels, but normal kind of paint on the kind of windows and things like that. I don't think the head rotates now. The arms rotate around. You can sort of get them out a little bit. So there's a fair bit of range on those. The waist does articulate, but yeah, no, it does go all the way around. That's fine. And then the legs, you can go up to there, back to there, out to the side a little bit, and then you get a pretty, no, not much of a bend on the knee compared to the other ones. So that's him. Pop him down there. See if he'll stand up okay. Stay. And then this chap here, which is the Decepticon one, Stinger. Oh no, what's he called on this one? Stingracer, that's it. Stingracer. So yeah. So he's mostly just casting this orange plastic. He does have some silver paint down here, which is, you know, great because it's exactly like the mass toy with that silver pipe going down the side. And then even the kind of little lines going down here, the details on there, it's really nice. And silver for the face and just under there, and black for the kind of windscreens, and brown for the bumper there. Yeah, this one has the same articulation as the Hurricane Type 1. And you do have to sort of struggle to get it around this kind of mount piece. The head doesn't rotate, but you do get articulation there. And again, same sort of thing. In fact, they moving forward on this one, the legs are really limited. You can go back, but not really forward on this one at all. unless you kind of, no, even then you can't really. You could do it, but it'll just pop out of the ball joint, and then deep bend in the knee there, and going out, you get a fair bit actually out. But yeah, and again, I think if I was going to have these guys on display, I'd probably have this one kind of front and center, have him as kind of the leader of the group. I do think it's a bit of a missed opportunity doing the mask ones, that they haven't done, you know, by doing 2, that they didn't do more of them, because there's tons and tons of vehicles that they could have used, that would have, you know, Micromasters that they could have remolded and used for that, really, because there's loads of like race cars and jets and things like that. Even the lorry, they could have used that as Rhino. Yeah, they missed out on that. But then again, maybe there's something coming up across the road that's, you know, we're not aware of, that they might be looking to do. Who knows? So yeah, let's have a look at Stingray one and get him transformed. Fairly easy to do these ones, so you don't really have to sort of look at the instructions much. I'm not going to do the kind of gun modes on these, because I think I've covered them on other videos where they're kind of retools. But you know, look at that. That's such a, I love that. I really do. It's such a cool nod to the original. You know, I think what I may do is I may have this guy on display with some of the sort of crossover ones that I've got, you know, like Ecto 1 and things like that. Just have this guy there. I think that's really cool. And then this guy here, let's get him transformed. Fairly simple to do, these ones. Sort of peg him here. If anyone can remember which, if it is from the one of the like racetrack patrol or something like that, if he is from that or the other part of it, let me know. Certainly the colour scheme seems really familiar, but without getting all the figures out straight away. So these bits come down. Okay, so let's plug these bits in first, like that. Then these bits should peg in either side. So I got one side pegged in okay, didn't I? It's just the other side that seemed, there we go. So a bit of a tight fit on one side, but a nice race car. Not much paint on this guy in this mode. Obviously it's quite a dark blue as well, so the black and everything, it just kind of merges into one a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that. Then you get the other Decepticon here. Again, you just kind of peg these side bits in like that, bring that down, and then make sure these are pegged together, and then you're just going to fold these legs in. Come on. Okay. Then these ones will just peg back. Come on. Maybe I should have done the arms last, but yeah. Do these bits first. And then peg. Bring these bits up like so. And that all pegs in. Nice cool race car. Nice silver bits there. That bit doesn't quite. Again, the hood doesn't quite peg all the way in. It sort of pops up a little bit. So I don't know if that's just something on mine or it's gone down a little bit now, so it kind of plugs into the shoulders a little bit. So just be wary of that. Next up, we got this guy, the kind of Hurricane one, and they've got really gone to town with quite a lot of paint on this one, actually. Yeah, it's a fair bit of paint on this one. This is cool. I had this mask figure as a kid. I recently rebought this particular vehicle, but the one that I've got is, not in great condition, to be honest with you. But yeah, that is a very cool looking vehicle mode. Straight away, if anyone knows Mask, you'll know that vehicle. That is awesome. And then these guys here, quite like this guy in robot mode. He looks cool, and it's quite chunky. And again, you sort of peg these bits together. I think you do. No, you don't turn that bit around. Here we go. Kind of peg these bits out like that. And that's going to come back and peg into there. Oh, is that supposed to go underneath first? Oh no, these bits come back, don't they? The shoulders kind of push up and into that gap there. So if I do it this way, you'll see this bit will peg into there. So you just got to plug them up on there. You just have to be a bit wary of those bits because they are painted, so you have to be careful because you don't want to kind of knock any of the paint or chip any of the paint off them. So that's this one here. So he can go just in that mode on his own if you want, or you can peg this out and you'll connect him to the other one in a second. So I mean, I guess you could have it, part of the story is, I guess, that the Autobots turn up and come there to pick up some plasma energy, or certainly look into it, and then the Decepticons have rocked up to ruin the party. Yeah. And again, you've got to just peg these guys in here. It's probably better to do this bit beforehand. Like that. Like that. Peg in nicely there. Like that. So again, you can have this guy just on his own if you want to. Or I think it looks better if you have them pegged in together. Like that. Have these two alongside each other like that. Anyway, that is it. That's the set in a nutshell. I really like it, honestly. The two mass figures really do make the set. I really do wish that I'd used this opportunity to do the same with the other figures. If you look at this here, obviously they did that one. They couldn't have done that one, I don't think, but they certainly could have done Raven if they wanted to. That could have been one off an existing one. Don't think they could have done Firefly or those two. They could have done Thunderhawk. They probably could have done Jackhammer. They definitely could have done Rhino. They could have done Firecracker. There's a whole load they could have done. If they really wanted to as well, you could have done that one as well. This guy you could have done. And if they wanted to as well, what they could have done is actually do like a Micromaster Transformers playset, which is a bit like Boulder Hill or something like that. That would have been a really cool thing to do. So yeah, it's a shame because I think it's a really great set, but what it would have been even more amazing is if they'd done it all kind of mask vehicles. That would have been absolutely brilliant. I would have loved that. As it is, it's still a great set, well worth picking up if you can. I got mine from In Demand Toys. I think they're supposed to be an Amazon exclusive, so that's going to be your best place to try and pick them up as well. So there's another set coming out which I've ordered from Amazon, so fingers crossed it doesn't get cancelled. That's it now for spit my words out. That's it for now, guys. See you all soon. Stay safe.